Hi, welcome back to the Comic Book Club. Like and subscribe to make the voices stop screaming. Yeah, I told them. Yeah. No, they're not going to give me their soul. Whatever.
All right, Alicia, we're back and we're new.
What up, dude?
Yeah, the last
It's
like
been a
month.
while.
Yeah, the last like month and a half was like from the archives. Cause when we decided to do the Scooby Doo's, we uh we recorded stuff before, so we're back with new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, better camera quality. The stuff that we did have like in the archive and stuff we released. We got nothing now.
Yeah,
So that's unfortunate, but you
new, and you cut out.
know,
Classic Alicia though.
new.
New. All right, we are covering,
Oh
dude.
boy.
Your
All right.
choice. Your choice. We're going through the series. It's not a long one. We're covering DCeased.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a pun. Get
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. They're dead, but not really. But we're not sure. Kind of. Deceased.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
yeah,
Should we get on with the
yeah.
explanation of what it
We'll get
is?
into it. Yeah, getting all that rust off of doing a comic book club. Yeah. So the quick summary: Darkseid decides to come to Earth and fight an invasion that takes a week long. The entire Justice League. They claimed it to be their most valiant hour of
Mm-hmm.
just constantly fighting, and it we jump into Superman just like does a right hook and like breaks Darkseid's jaw, and they got him captured, pinned down, and they're like, promise to never come back again or else. Green Arrow being quippy is like, it'd be a lot easier for him to respond if we didn't break his jaw. Good job, Superman. And he goes, well, I came here, I got what I came for. I'm out. He like breaks from the
Mm-hmm.
lasso of truth, goes back, and he realizes the equation to or the solution to the anti-life equation, which is he takes a part of death itself, which is apparently some dude
Mm-hmm.
that just comes when he's like, I summon death, and he captured Cyborg
Mm-hmm.
and implanted death into Cyborg, and as a result, using the mother box, creating life, like life and anti-life, fused it together, created like this
Mm-hmm.
blast, and turned Darkseid into a basically zombie, where he just wants to
Mm-hmm.
kill. The true anti-life equation, I guess. And what is his name? Basad or whatever. His right hand man. Uh, is like, oh crap, he's gonna infect all the people of Apocalypse. Sends him back to Earth. Cyborg reconnects to all the internet because that's what he does, I guess, and emits the anti-life equation. So anybody looking at a screen turns into a zombie. And we cut to Bruce, Superman, going and making sure his family's all good. And then they're like, Batman's got this all solved. And cut to Batman at Wayne Manor. He kills the internet connection to the Batcave, makes everything on secured intranet, which is just your local network.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up to go help Alfred fight off Dick Grayson, who's now a zombie. I think also with Batgirl. So Batman tries to block Dick Grayson. He's like, dude, chill, relax. Gets bitten, and we end with that. It's kind of a crazy
Yep.
first issue.
Yeah. Yeah. These are pretty easy to read.
Mm-hmm.
So even though they're like 30 like pages long,
Mm-hmm.
excluding some pages at the end because I think at the end they also like give you like a teaser to another series of comics, but they're really quick. Like I read ahead, and I know you've read ahead too.
Mm-hmm.
These are very quick to get through. Mm, but they're good. They are good.
Yeah.
So um, it's also we I should also say that this is not, as far as I know, this is not like the main. This is not connected in any way to the main comic book
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah, this is an
So
alternate like alternate world like continuity, which is
yeah,
nice cuz they can just straight up kill off, they kill off Batman right away.
yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna say like that when they do that kind of thing, they it when you have a storyline with that's like completely separate from the main like continuity, you can just go batshit.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Um, because like literally nothing you do matters, right? So
Mhm.
that's why I like the Injustice comic book series, is because like, yeah, sure, fuck it, Superman's an asshole. Um, and like this series right now, you can just kill off Batman and we're fine and stuff. And I like some of the stuff that they got going on, like how the zombie apocalypse thing happened, with
Mhm.
the cyborg and everything like that, because I feel like cyborg is very very underused. I feel
Mhm.
like in a lot of Justice League comic books. Um, and I like what is going on. I personally like it. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I like this. I was excited cuz I said, "Alicio, you pick," cuz I think you picked Scooby Doo, but I picked out like all the other comics. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was excited cuz I had already read some of this. I didn't read all of it, but it was one of those like if you're on Instagram when it came out, like every comic book
Mm-hmm.
section recommendation was like panels from this comic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's definitely one of those. It right away it just goes, you know what? We're not really gonna think about it like as a normal
Mm-hmm.
comic, because when you read DC comics, you're like Batman's got like a solution for everything, and then it's just like we're
Mm-hmm.
just taking out Batman. You guys are on your own. It's got that like
Yeah.
that zombie horror, like the psychological part of like you try to get like a sense of security with like this guy knows what he's doing, and then they just like instantly kill that guy off. And
Mm-hmm.
so because like in the comics, the how they figured out Cyborg went missing is because Batman just goes, well, he's not on Earth, and they go, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, I've been tracking him this whole time. And they're all like, did you ask him? Do you track us? And he's like, this guy is the literal embodiment of human life and alien technology from a war world. It would be nice to know where he is just in case. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're right. I'm glad that they. I hate to say it because I'm like a big fan of Batman, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they got him out of the picture,
Yeah.
because you can really start to feel like the desperation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he's always, for whatever reason, like, and like I even tell you this, Batman basically just has superpowers,
Yeah.
because like he's like, for whatever reason, he's like the MacGuffin, or like the answer to everybody's
Mm-hmm.
problems, like, but you can tell he was somewhat like prepared for something like this, like, but he was not prepared for it to be like so sudden, right?
Yeah.
And I also like that part too, where the whole reason why everyone he turned into a zombie like almost instantly was because
Mm-hmm.
of smartphones.
Yeah.
Because for whatever fucking reason, Cyborg's a Wi-Fi router being connect to everybody, and it it explains why it's so instant. Like if you watch zombie movies and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, you're like, okay, why there was no clues really? Like it just happened overnight,
Yeah.
and you don't get it. It doesn't make much sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it should make much sense. But with this, it's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. it makes sense why everybody's desperate. It makes Batman, was paranoid. It makes sense that it just. I don't think they intended it to be like as like well structured as it was, but it was very well structured. Like this
Hmm.
comic book is, it just works. It worked out,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know.
I agree. There's
So.
cuz like in a lot of zombie stuff, there's like this there's so much built. Either it's like patient zero type situation where it's like in a world of, superheroes like Superman, if it was like a patient zero type thing where it's like slowly spreading, you would think that like, they could handle it. You got Superman,
Mhm,
as long as he doesn't get infected, it's like you've got Green Lantern, the Flash, like these people that can just, avoid getting touched or anything. And then
mhm.
also it's like
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense in a universe like this to have it slow because again, or just in general because someone would have figured it out. The reason it happens in a
Mhm,
lot of like shows and movies is the first person gets infected and then like it's very localized and then it spreads. So just that amount of like build up to
yeah.
it wouldn't happen in a universe like this. Like we said, Batman would have caught on to it like right away. He would have been like, "Yeah, there's some zombies on Earth. This just instantly happened." And like when Batman was running the diagnostics again on his supercomputer that's off the internet but somehow can do math, connected to all the information of the world.
Mhm,
It goes, there's currently 600 million people infected. It's like, well, almost a tenth of the population instantly gets infected. It's like that makes more structural sense, like you said, in this universe because then it's, you know, even
mhm.
though Superman, the Flash, they have this speed, everyone has all these powers. 600 million people is a tenth of the population. That's a lot of people. And then on top of, that means, you know, if you were in a crowd of people, you know, 1 in 10 people is infected. As soon as they bite someone, they also become infected. So just
Yeah.
the panic that sets in.
Yeah. No, it was insane. Like it's bad shit. Like I feel like it's that's nails like the what I'm trying to say. It's like
Hmm.
that like and I was reading ahead, and I'm sorry, this is not
Yeah.
an episode for the next ones, but it's down to the point where it's like Superman is even like, what the fuck do we do? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Like, we can't call Batman because you know,
He's
he's
dead.
out of the picture, and we like he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's just gone.
Hmm.
You know. So yeah, and I don't know. Another thing I wanted to kind of touch on was the fact that like the problem with zombie movies and stuff. It's a problem that I have is the fact that you don't give a shit about the people in it.
Hmm.
Like you're trying to balance. It's hard to do that. It's hard to balance like a good zombie horror movie with like characters that you genuinely want to see like make it out because
Hmm.
you got to have character development
Yeah.
for something like that,
Hmm.
But with this, since it's like a long running series of comic books and like we know everybody, like you don't need that.
Hmm.
So you just genuinely feel like worried for them, right? So, and you don't got to waste time on the character development and stuff like that. You can just get down to it, right?
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I liked it. And the same thing we were talking about. It's a separate continuity, so we just throw everything out the window. Like,
Hmm.
why not? Like,
Yeah.
So yeah.
It breaks like conventional rules of like these people are usually the main characters. They usually rise up to the occasion. This one, like you said, yeah, like Superman's just like, I don't know what to do, man. Like the strongest person potentially in the universe is just like, yeah, dude, I don't know what to do. I could vaporize all of them, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and then it also like the like a lot of comics they'll flirt with characters to make them like very like multifaceted. So it's not just like, this person is absolute good and absolute evil. this like apocalypse level type thing is
Mm-hmm.
just it brings out like 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 not necessarily like hidden traits, but just like stuff that under normal circumstances people won't do. So we'll see. We'll like we both read ahead, so we'll see people rising to the occasion kind of thing when like if it was just yeah there's COVID going on, they're like yeah whatever relative to these characters they're just like wear a
Mm-hmm.
mask like there will still be indifference. This is like an existential threat to like life itself. So we'll
Yeah.
see characters that are evil like doing stuff for the sake of humanity, even though under normal circumstances they're just like yeah whatever these people can die.
Yeah. Because you have like a unified threat. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know, like we need to fix this, or else like all the bad shit that I want to do, I can't do. Don't want me to do bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I feel like this comic series is gonna like get rid of a lot of major key players, like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that can make like you would expect to be like yeah, they would know how to do what to do in this situation. I feel like they're going to be out of the picture
Yeah.
because like in all honesty, like if Superman was real and this he was in this situation, what could he do? Because it's not like he can like there's nothing that he can do in this
Yeah.
situation because one they've established like everybody's a threat to him, so everybody that's infected is his kryptonite,
Mm-hmm.
which is another problem that I have with Superman is the fact that he's basically indestructible and the guy's
Yeah.
like has no weaknesses except for a rock.
Yeah. Space
But
rock.
he has, yeah, yeah, exactly. And but he's in as much
Oh
danger
yeah.
as everybody else now.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Gotta clarify that in the next issue it'll be pointed out that Superman can be infected by this because it's it's anti-life. It affects every organic being. So Superman can be infected, which
Mm-hmm.
makes it more deadly because it's like he has all these powers, but one bad accident, you've got a zombie Superman
Yeah,
whose literal like
yeah, that's
new
true.
purpose of existence is to kill other things and infect things. Which I get this also
Yeah.
yeah, this also like elevates the zombie thing because in zombie movies it's like the most of the time the zombies are like they have this hunger or like the like
Mm-hmm.
they're driven by this hunger for like eating humans. This is more
Mm-hmm.
because it's anti-life, their intent is just to eradicate life, so it makes it more more like terrifying.
Yeah. It's like it's like it's like Attack on Titan. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they've established like the only reason why Titans exist is just to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't do it to eat. They don't do it because they're hungry. They just want to kill people. And this is the same thing with this. It's like everybody that's infected just wants to kill. You know,
Yeah.
and and we're gonna see something about that later on. I'm not gonna do. I feel like if we get too into the next issue, we're not gonna. There's no point in doing a
Yeah.
video for next issue, but we're gonna see that later on in the stories and whatever. But it's yeah, shit's about to go down and shit's about to get crazy. Like yeah, like and I'll say this. Who I don't know who the artist I don't or I forgot who the artist was on
Mm-hmm.
this, but this comic series was like so well drawn. It made me cringe, like not in like this is embarrassing kind of way. It made me cringe like oh that's fucking nasty
Yeah.
because zombie movies are the same. Like I'm gonna compare this to a bunch of zombie movies because there's like an entire genre or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
it's with zombie movies, it's like they're all kind of the same and they don't freak me out anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
this one, like you have like characters that are infected or people that are infected, like this, and this is like the first time in a long time that something in the comic books made me cringe. You got people like skin off and stuff like that from scratching their head.
Yeah.
Apocalypse did that. Like Apocalypse was the first one to get like
Oh yeah.
infected, and he was just like ripping the shit out of his head and stuff like that, which is fucking gross. Like
Yeah.
we I was just ugh. But yeah, they, it's James Heron or James Harren or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's the main guy involved with the art, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, it was uncomfortable to fucking look at. So like, good job, dude. Like you nailed it with this. Like so, yeah. Ugh, ugh.
Dude,
Sorry,
the funny thing is, you know why you like this so much?
but
The guy who wrote this wrote Injustice.
oh, did he?
Yeah, he's the same writer.
Okay, so he that's his forte then, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, stories that involve like well-known characters, but like
Mm-hmm.
are in separate continuities. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, that's dope as shit. Tom.
Yeah, Tom
Oh yeah,
Taylor.
Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man knows his stuff. And
Yeah.
no, it's just funny because normally what we do is, we're like, oh, what do you think will happen next? But we are already like read ahead because it's like such a good series that we're just like, well, oh, we know what's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very well drawn. It's obviously very well written and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We talk. I know we get annoying, or maybe get annoying with this, but like we talk about like predictions and stuff like
Yeah.
that that's gonna happen, and I see this like being like a multi-year thing.
Yeah.
So like it's not gonna be just a 1 week thing. So that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this can go on for a couple of years, and I hope it does
Yeah.
because I want to see what they do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really lends itself to it. So
Yeah.
anyway, I've been talking my ass off.
No, you're good. You're excited. So it's like some things of interest though is
Yeah.
like you said the like dark side. It was
Mm-hmm.
interesting because we get like a limited view of what the like anti-life zombie looks like, and
Mm-hmm.
they mostly most characters they retain their like image, but they have like the variant for like when they're the zombie. Like dark
Mm-hmm.
side seemed to be able to like he ran into the core of his planet, and I
Mm-hmm.
blanking out. Did it was it implied that he blew up the planet or he just killed himself?
I think he blew up the planet. Yeah.
Okay, because it
Yeah.
was
Apocalypse we're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, because it was something interesting. Because I was like, I can't tell if that's him going into the core of the Earth and just like blowing himself up or the whole planet, because that leads to two different thoughts. Because if it's like, if he did that to like self-sacrifice, then it shows you like the level of like how powerful this thing is, because he's basically a god, and it still affects him either way.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like we said, like that quest for killing all life, he blew up a whole planet. You know, it gave him that drive to blow up a whole planet.
Yeah.
And then what? Yeah, and then other things to
Yes.
know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So it's like he blew up the planet, and that's like, I was gonna say like, so how are they gonna fix this? Because like literally the guy that knows what to do, like how this all started,
Mm-hmm.
he's gone now. He took an entire planet with him, so it's like, how are you gonna fix this?
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. Anyway, I interrupted. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah. No. And then another thing to point, like you said, Cyborg is not really doesn't get much love. I think it's because
Mm-hmm.
he got mashed in with the Teen Titans for like decades, like the '70s to the '90s, and even into the 2000s with the cartoon.
Hmm.
So he's more ingrained as like a like a kitty type hero as opposed to being like up with the Justice League. So I like that. He gets a spotlight just in an unfortunate circumstance. But also,
Yeah.
like when they capture him, he's
Yeah.
like what's Basad, I think. I keep forgetting his name. He's like the like Darkseid's like right hand man, like the torture guy of Apocalypse. He's like,
Mm.
my liege, your greatness, and then Cyborg's just like being quippy. He's like, why do all gods have to have someone that's like, you know, kissing up to them? He's like, why do all gods have like this inferiority complex or something? And then Darkseid's just like, shut up, I'm great.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, that kind of thing really highlights the fact that Cyborg is still kind of just a kid. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was in high school when he got his powers, so it's like he knows enough, but he's kind of an asshole too because he's in
Yeah.
high school. Right? But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, yeah, I don't. So I don't know. Poor fucking Cyborg, dude. He's got to feel so bad because he's like he didn't choose to be like the robot guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she that was like not his choice, and now he like basically ended the planet.
Yeah, more or
And
less.
again, it wasn't his choice, but I feel like he's gonna get blamed for all of it and stuff. So that's poor guy.
Yeah, he gets on Earth
Anyway.
and he's like, "Don't look at your phone," and then he's like, "Oh, too late." And I don't remember if he actually gets eaten or not. Do you remember that
I
scene?
don't think so.
Okay, because I think
No,
he's
I don't.
infected with it, but I think because he's like the source, he can retain his consciousness. Because when he got back to Earth, it showed like
Mm-hmm.
he tried warning people. So I haven't read too far into it. I only got like four or something issues in before we even started or decided to cover it. So I don't remember all of it, but I know, or I'm wondering, if like he does like some stupid like self exile, he regains conscious or control of his body, and then just like self
Mm-hmm.
exiles himself and is like, maybe I can find a cure. Then like 10 years down the road, he's like, guys, turn on your iPods and stuff. I got the cure, and it's like 90% of the world is just dead.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, at that point, it's like
It's a little
I
late,
don't know.
buddy.
Yeah, it's a little late. I mean, is there even an internet anymore? It's like,
Yeah,
come on, dude. It's been 10 years,
yeah.
but
He's. Could
it's
just
gonna be.
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I could just imagine him like in a cave. He's like, crap. I'm running out of time. The internet's gonna expire. Like there's nobody running things to maintain servers. He's just like
Uh,
flying from place to place. He's like, okay, this server's still online. We're good. And he just goes into the
mm,
back cave, and he's just like, I found a place, and has to like fight off all these zombies like trying to get into the back cave. He's just like just shooting people. I just imagine he's
yeah.
like 4 or 5 years into this. He's like super jaded. He's just like, bam, do 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 do, bam, do 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 do, bam.
Yeah, dude, yeah, it's pretty insane. Like I'm stuck here wondering like what are the more technical like technology based superheroes gonna do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like people like what this does actually is it makes people that are more like primitive and archaic, kind of like their superpower or
Mm-hmm.
super calling card, it makes them more valuable.
Yeah.
Because like Green Arrow is probably the guy that you want on your team now, right? Or something, right?
Yeah. No, it's funny. You're like, yeah, he's tactical, but it just reminds me of. We keep going back to this, but that Hawkeye sketch on SNL where he's like, I brought 7 arrows and I shot 7 people. I'm like, yeah, you want him on your team, but You know, if there's a horde coming, that man cannot. He's not machine gunning arrows. Just imagining
Yeah, I know, but
he's like on the rooftop. He's like, "Go guys, go! I can hold them off." They're like, "No, actually, you're better off just running."
yeah, but I know what I'm saying is like there's more value to him
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
right?
No, I'm
Because
just being dumb.
he, yeah, I know, but no, but he's like he's got like more of an edge to him now, right? Right, because
Mm-hmm.
he can like he has a weapon that can like you can make out of sticks basically and shit. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm curious to know what happens with some of the more technical based superheroes and stuff. Like I know there was a couple robots on there. Like I think was Red Tornado. Was
Yeah,
he was a robot? So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
so
that'd
yeah,
be terrifying. Just a dude who can summon up tornadoes.
right?
His whole thing, you know, if it's like they just want to kill
Yeah,
life, he could just pull up a hurricane in like Missouri or something, you know, or just a tornado. But you know what I mean, like,
yeah.
or you know, places where it's just like, oh yeah, you know, we don't have to worry about the weather too much. Just like tornadoes vertically coming at you.
Which is like it's another like edge to like the technical organic virus that he's got going on there,
Mm-hmm.
or the cyborg has going on, because he
Yeah,
can affect people that are like more mechanical than they are human, and he can also infect humans,
yeah,
you know. So there's like I am seeing more problems than I am seeing solutions,
yeah. I don't know
which
how to
is
get out.
awesome.
Yeah, because that leads to like
But
there's new or not new, but just like different scenarios. Because it's you know comics are usually like pretty straightforward. Of you know this you present a problem, you know they get beaten by the problem, and then they you know there's usually like an obvious solution to it. So it kind
mhm,
of becomes formulaic. This one's just like I think it's the goal is to just survive. It's not like to cure this the anti life equation virus. It's just survival.
yeah, yeah. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, okay, Superman, we hate to do this, but you just need a heat ray vision everybody. You know, like we have to cut people down. We have to cut down the herd. You know, I wouldn't be surprised by that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I
They
have no clue, zero clue what's gonna
yeah.
happen.
They're just like, all right, we're gonna form a compound. Superman, your 9 to 5 is flying up in the sky and just zapping anyone that walks in. You are not allowed to touch the ground because if these things touch you, we're done. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
um, the one thing that I think like is gonna be the wild card, and this is like again, this is sets it apart from other zombie horror genre stuff, is magic.
Yeah.
So I feel like the magic characters are going to be a little bit more like front and center. Like Zatanna, like she literally like lives in her own world, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know who Zatanna is,
Yeah.
but like yeah, she has her own like world. I feel like I'm wondering like is she gonna like use that as a safe haven for people that aren't affected, or is like
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna happen, and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm there's a million solutions, but none of them look like promising to me. I guess I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm just
So,
imagining
but
the magic
no,
users. The magic users just like they have a meeting. They're like pinging out magic signals to magic people. They're like, all right, there's this thing happening on Earth. And it's like that SpongeBob meme. They're like, what if we move the people from here over there? They're just like, what if we take all the living people and you know we just say we're gonna make our own world, our own Earth with like blackjacks and you know blackjack and hookers. That meme.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty fucked. I mean, we're pretty screwed. I'm just saying, like, it. But yeah, no, I don't know. I have zero clue what's gonna happen
Yeah.
because he infected phones. It was phones that were like the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, boomers, you win.
Yeah, you were right
I don't
this
know.
whole time. the, the Facebook is ruining the next generation. You're like, it actually did.
Yeah, I did.
Way to go, Steve Jobs.
So yeah, it's and there you also got like since they just hate life, they would attack any living thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like worried about eating and stuff. They're so food's gonna be low.
Yeah.
You know, people are gonna die out and stuff. And yeah, no, dude, it's a bit scary. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What else can we talk about? I
Well, how
feel
far
like
did
we
how
covered a
far did
lot
you
of
get
it.
in? How many issues did you get in?
I finished up to the second issue.
Okay.
Do you just want to talk about the second issue too?
I think we'll just keep the first issue. I was just saying, of the DC heroes, which one would be the most terrifying to be a zombie? Obviously, besides Superman, of course. But just like
Yeah,
what
that's Superman.
you know.
Let me see. Villains and heroes included,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or
yeah, just
just
characters in general. Like, what would be the most terrifying
character?
to have to deal with?
Let me see. Well, it's kind of established later on again that like people that are infected, like superpowered people that are infected,
Mm-hmm.
still retain like the skills of somebody like of the non-infected superhero. So Green Lantern was one, but we're gonna find out what happens with him later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, who else? Who else would be a good one? Maybe like Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing would be
Ooh.
fucking freaky. Yeah.
Yeah.
He, or I don't know, cause like his whole thing was he controls the green and like
Mm-hmm.
every living thing. So I don't know. Like, would the anti-life equation go after like things like plants or something like that? Because if it did,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like
Ooh.
counterintuitive with you know Swamp Thing. But Swamp Thing would be fucking scary. Mr. Freeze would also be a pretty scary one.
Yeah, but if you just take away his weaponry,
Or
he's
Captain
just a
Cold, one of
dude.
those two.
Yeah, those guys, if you take away the weaponry, they're just dudes.
Yeah.
So they're not. They would be scary, but as long as you can get that away, I'm thinking like the Flash, just like zoom in. You wouldn't even know what's going on. He just like
Flash,
rips
yeah.
your head off. That'd be
Uh,
horrifying.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. So, let's see who else. Who else would be maybe freaky? To,
I'm thinking like obscure superheroes as well.
like
Just
Constantine or something like that.
yeah,
Constantine would be a
yeah,
pretty freaky one to.
but like knowing his luck, it'd be like he'd be infected, but still like be conscious. So he would have like a. I feel like he would just get like bipolar or like schizophrenia. You know.
Yeah, yeah, fucking he would be freaky to. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if Constantine was infected, he would maybe stay the same because I feel like he's
Mm-hmm.
kind of an asshole in the comics.
Yeah, he already hates life.
He already hates. Yeah, he sold his soul, dude. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That brings into question like, wait, if he has no soul, does he have a life?
yeah,
Ooh, morals and philosophy. He's just like, the hell did you just do to me, man? They're like, wait, you didn't get infected? He's like, what are you talking about? They're like, the anti-life. He's like, well, I mean, I'm pro bad guys dying. Does that make me anti-life?
yeah, yeah. So he would be weird. Or what if it would? Does it work on like fourth dimensional imps. Like we've seen a couple of them, like Mr. Mitzvah. We've seen Batmite or something like that. I don't know
Mm.
if you know who those are.
Oh my gosh, those would be terrifying. Just hopping
Yeah,
between
yeah.
dimensions,
So
just
you
like
got like yeah, yeah. So they would be horrifying to look at, or if they got infected and stuff. So I don't know. Like, oh man, I I was really like closed minded during all this. I realized because you just opened my eyes to like a bunch of people that could potentially be dangerous. Raven is more dangerous, I feel like, than
yeah.
she usually is.
Oh yeah, that is
Holy
terrifying.
shit.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah. Have they ever like explored the anti-life equation before? Like, was it the same thing as this, or was it like uh, has it shown up in the comics? I don't know.
I think I'm not too versed into the anti-life, but I think for the most part it was just the thing that Darkseid wants. He's like, I want to be able to kill all life, or it's like
Mm-hmm.
control. So I think
Mm-hmm.
let me phrase, the anti-life is not death itself; it's loss of free will.
Ah, so
Yeah,
it's kind of like okay,
that's
I
why
see what it
Darkseid's been
is.
wanting to obtain it, but the the DCeased version is it you serve or it like corrupts life, like it controls your life, but then it makes you
Mm-hmm.
want to kill effectively. I think.
Mm, okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I saw something here that kind of jolted my comic booky shit. I don't know. Um, what was I looking
Okay.
at?
Oh yeah.
Shit, I missed
Well,
it.
so his the assistant to Darkseid's name is DCeased, and then something that he
Mm,
pointed out was if he kills Cyborg, the equation doesn't exist anymore. Like when he was making it. So I'm wondering if Cyborg's just gonna
uh-huh.
like had like because he's the source of the anti-life equation. He has like some it like rewired his brain so that he like doesn't want to kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just be like after years of surviving,
Mm-hmm.
like they get it out of him, and then like someone just guns him down, and they're like, hey, we're all back to normal, except for Apocalypse and all these other people.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I don't think they're gonna start looking for a cure or whatever
Mm-hmm.
because that might seem a little too far fetched.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated thing, man.
yeah, but
I'm excited for it.
yeah,
I really am, but
yeah. I'm kind of concerned though. That kind of gave him a way out of just like quick fixing. Well, obviously, all outside of all the panic that has already been caused, but just like they find Cyborg if they just kill him. The equation
mm-hmm,
doesn't exist, so does that mean he doesn't spread it anymore, or does it just like people who have it just revert back to normal? Because I
mm-hmm,
think in the third season of Young Justice, spoiler, they get Granny Goodness gets access to the anti-life equation and just like controls people. So it's like
mm-hmm.
it's to my knowledge, it's been reversible when it's obtained. So
No,
it'll
it's a
be
good point.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. So, um, I don't. Some topics that I maybe wanted to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about who would be the most dangerous person to have on like infected,
Mm-hmm.
but who would you want on your on your team?
Oh,
You know, like
ooh, that's
who do you want allied to be allied with? You know.
ooh, that's good. Probably Deathstroke. That's an easy one.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because he's master assassin and all that. But then you'd want someone who can deal with
Yeah.
crowd control. Because again, the issue becomes
Mm-hmm.
when you get swarmed, you don't want someone who's good at 1v1 but not good at like 1v200. And then
Yeah.
like I said, you also don't want to deal with if they get infected, then you have to fight them. So I genuinely think like maybe like maybe like a Green Lantern. If like you straight up tell them like, hey, you're on aerial duty, do not touch the ground. Whatever you do,
mm-hmm.
do not touch the ground. Because I feel like that's the one advantage you would have over them. Is as long as you are not within reach of them, you can't get infected. So long as you don't look at screens,
Mm-hmm.
of course. But just outside of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
I feel like those two.
So yeah, a lantern.
If I had to do a
A
pick two.
lantern would be good. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe something like I don't know, someone that could like that's difficult to bite into. Or I
Ooh,
was thinking something like that. Like I'm
Captain
not
Steel
sure
or
if
something.
like huh?
Commander Steel or something like that.
Like
The guy that turns into steel, the like Colossus
yeah,
knockoff.
yeah, yeah. Because I was thinking like if there's ways to get around it, like you can either fly like you said or something like that, or you can just
Mm-hmm.
not get infected. You if you're like if Luke Cage, I feel like, but you said like someone that can fight multiple enemies, which is a good idea. So I was thinking maybe like some of the younger Justice League members, like Blue Beetle or like
Mm-hmm.
Firestorm or something like
Ooh,
that.
yeah,
You know.
those are good. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, those are good
but
options.
again, right? Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
Uh, so all right. So those are the guys that you would want. What what about this? All right. Apocalypse scenario on in the DC universe. You get to choose one location to hunker down. Right.
Uh huh.
I feel like maybe excluding
The Watchtower.
the the watchtower. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating. Uh, Probably the Fortress of Solitude.
Right. I feel like you would
Given
have to
its
do.
name,
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Uh,
maybe Themyscira. Because
Themyscira would be a
it's
good one.
kind of hard to get there if you don't know what you're doing. Like outside of Wonder Woman, no one knows how to get there. So
Yeah.
as long as Wonder Woman doesn't get infected, you're good.
Do you do you mind if my mom's calling real
Oh
quick?
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I feel like we're at a good ending point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hola, ma.
Alicia's mom.
I'm in the middle of something right now. Do you mind if I call you back?
Quick. We'll be quick.
Okay. All right. It's gonna be quick.
We'll be quick. Don't
All
worry.
right. All right. Bye.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
All right.
Just list off your places if you have any other ones. Cause I feel like I don't know any other places. Maybe the Batcave.
Well, no, I feel like the Batcave's not. It's probably not. At this point, a bunch of people know about the Batcave, but
Mm-hmm.
let me see. Like I said, like the place where Zatanna goes.
Mm-hmm.
It showed up in Injustice.
Yeah.
Um, let me see where else. Someplace with a lot of like it's got what you need
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Because remember, you gotta
Yeah, I
survive.
don't know.
You need food and water.
Yeah. Or you know what? Maybe like Arkham Asylum,
Ooh.
because like maybe not, but also maybe because you're in a place with a bunch of people that are super powered,
Mm-hmm.
so you got them. But if they get infected and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you can lock it down, you know.
Yeah.
But no, that's probably a shit idea. Never mind.
It's an interesting idea.
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I can maybe flesh it out and argue for it. I'm not sure if I would do it, but but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
excited we're covering this. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll end it there. Featuring Alicio's mom.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So this is the end of comic book club for DCeased, issue 1. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like Alicio, protect Alicio. Thanks for watching.
They won't stop screaming. I need to get rid. Please, the
They're
voices.
they're they're the reason he lags.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.